I go by the name of King Exodus, aka X. I have a podcast called Talking and Talk Official Podcast on YouTube as well. So I just want to have a quick conversation with y'all, man. Life, right? One thing that's key in life is you always want to progress forward, right? Whatever that may be to you, that may be subjective, but you always want to progress forward and actually produce tangible results, right? Things that are visible to the eye, right? Whether it's your income, whether it's your health, your physical body, being a physical specimen, whatever it is, you always want to have tangible results. The intangible results would be the inner work, right? The shadow work, working on yourself, building up your mental health and your spiritual health, which still would lead to things being tangible, things that can be seen by the eye, right? They say whatever's done in the dark will come to the light eventually, right? So that don't always have to be negative. The work that you implement on yourself, mental, physical, right, spiritual, should be visible, should produce visible results. So in life, one thing that's key is you never want to let anything hold you back from reaching your goals, whatever they may be. You know what I mean? Be it so that they are positive goals, because a lot of you motherfuckers out here doing a lot of negative shit. You advancing in negativity. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about advancing in positive actions, right? So a lot of times people will do business ventures together. A lot of times people, like, you might want to go and build your physical physique to a particular point, right? But you may lack the workout partners. You may not have a group of people that you can go to the gym with. Does that mean you don't go because you don't have the road dogs, the tag alongs? No. You still progress forward. Take your ass to that fucking gym and put in the work, right? So what will happen along that process is you will meet counterparts. You will attract people that are on your same frequency and vibration, but you never stop putting in the work. A lot of times people have to go to battle with other people, and then sometimes people just go to battle, you know what I mean, by themselves. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, if we look at Hannibal Barker, one key thing that he did was, yeah, he had people that he went to war with when he invaded Rome and conquered that, right? But he also picked up people along the way. He didn't say, man, I ain't got time to train these people. I already know these people like that. I need 6 months of training. I need a year with them. He adjusted as he went along. The goal was to conquer Rome. So anything in his path, whether it was the climate, climate changes, you know what I'm saying? The routes that they traveled was hard sometimes. Like I say, he had to battle along the way to get to Rome, right? But the main objective, ever since a child, was to go take that shit. So you have certain people that live and die by their own ambition in a positive aspect when it comes to actually attaining goals. And then you have people that quit because the pieces along the way don't line up. You don't get the support that you want. You don't have a team around you at this particular moment. Sometimes you got to say, fuck that, keep moving, and these pieces will come along as you go, right? So I know a lot of people that want to get into business. A lot of people have ambition, personal aspirations, but what tends to happen is they want shit to be perfect before they act. And that's not life all the time. Everybody don't have that opportunity granted to them to have shit the way they want it before they can actually engage in action. You know what I mean? So studying great war strategy and war stories is sometimes you just gotta move. You just gotta get to it. You know what I mean? I respect people that actually give a fuck about their ambition, right? So where they lose sleep behind it. They study. If they're trying to attain a particular goal and whatever the market is around that goal, if it says you got to get up and you got to move, they get up and they move. They relocate. They're locked in on success, the goal ahead, tunnel vision, right? So it's just a word to the wise, you know what I'm saying, a little rant. A lot of people, I feel, will get further in life if they just keep moving forward. And then you have comparative, right? When people compare their lifestyles to somebody else, a lot of people feel that if you're doing something that you're meant to do, everything flows, right? That may work in your life. That may be where you at that particular moment. But for somebody else, it may be a great deal of resistance that hits them every time they get ready for a big moment, right? So what tends to happen is if I compare my shit to your shit and I think, oh, this shit's just supposed to flow, then I may be working against myself, right? Because I may be at a particular point to where resistance is making me stronger. You may be at a particular point where things are flowing and you may have already encountered your resistance. Your resistance may not even be the same as my resistance. So what am I trying to say? You have to know what works for you. You have to know where you want to go. If you pay attention to your life and what tends to happen before big moments, that would dictate what you're doing and if it's right or wrong. But resistance doesn't necessarily mean something's wrong. Sometimes that's the only way we grow in life is through resistance. Napoleon Hill, nothing makes a great man but resistance. You know what I'm saying? We think about these great philosophers, Vincent Van Peet, um, all of these people actually welcome in problems, right? Because they feel as though a problem is nothing more than an opportunity to become greater at something. So is it a loss? No, a loss is how you conceptualize the experience. A loss could be a learning experience, which is something that makes you better. So in life, there are no losses necessarily, depending on how you conceptualize the event that transpired, right? We may lose people in the physical, right? But going back to that spiritual sense, I lose you in the physical, but I gain more access to you in the spirit, right? Because when you're in the physical, you're limited to your body. You know what I'm saying? When you make your transition, now you could be everywhere. It just really depends on the belief. It depends on the thinking of the person. You feel me? So, and even if we go back to the laws of science, matter is neither created nor destroyed, right? It only transmutates. It's only transferable. So we have to keep these type of things in mind. You feel me? So this is just something for people that's out there, that's in the thick of shit, that's trying to create something from the ground up, right? Or you may have already created something, but you're getting hit with resistance. Let's study the resistance. Let's see what are the signs, because it's signs in everything. And all of them ain't negative. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people want to make resistance always a negative thing. If we're trying to build our body up, it's the resistance that breaks down the muscle, right? And in the process of breaking down the muscle, now we have a repairment process that's taking place, right? From the minute we breaking it down, it's already in this rebuilding phase. So you need to tear the muscle, and now we have to take care of the muscle while it's repairing. This is what's going to produce results. You can't cheat the process. You feel me? You can't go to uh, level 5, 6 in life without going through 1, 2, 3. You feel me? Like everything has its transitional phases. So this microwave society where we just can skip to the top, that shit don't work. You know what I mean? Like for some people, if you want to be a content creator, you might step in front of the camera for 2 weeks. You might create a fan base. Somebody else, it may take them 5 years. It's not to say that the content is better, right? It's just different people have a magnetic pull. Different people have a different type of attraction and energy. Or different people might have just a different network of people, right? We always say your network is your net worth. So comparing at that particular moment is chaotic. We just really have to focus on ourselves. I think there would be less jealousy, less competition, less hatred in the world if we really knew how to study life, study ourselves, and implement progress in our lives based on how we see it, right? But what I was saying is, even if you live in our 40%, we have another rule, the 50-30-20 rule, where 50% of your money goes to obligations, 30% is miscellaneous, 20% goes to investing. So that 30% or that 40% that we're talking about, that you actually do your miscellaneous things of, which creates your life experience, that's going to vary based on how much money you're actually producing. So your 30 or 40% may be different from somebody else's 30 or 40% based on where they are in life. But if you're living based on a ratio of money, I still think that's something to be proud of. A lot of people don't even know how to budget their money based on percentages. Some people just, they have no structure at all with how they spend money. So the focal point is, if I want my 30 or 40% to be similar to somebody else's that has more than me, I got to put in more work, right? But being able to even break down your money in percentages and still live comfortably is still an accomplishment within itself. You just don't want to be content within that process. There's nothing wrong with people being ambitious to me and always wanting more. It's just a matter of, are you calculating your accomplishments properly? Every small step towards success is a step that's meant to be celebrated and appreciated. I know a lot of people, their biggest enemy is they self, because they never really know when to pat themselves on the back. They're always critiquing themselves. They're always thinking they can do more, and that's true, but they're overlooking their accomplishments. The only way to be a successful person is to get into a mind state of someone that is successful. Then a set series of events take place, which would be the succession of events, right? But in order to be successful, you have to think as a successful individual. It's mental first before it can be physical. But if you only caught up in the physical of what success is based on a standard, you may never acquire the mindset. So the mindset and the mentality is the most powerful thing that you can have. You know what I mean? Some people use it to be complacent where they are in life, and some people use it to actually progress through life properly. So you always want to work on your mental health. You always want to work on your spiritual health. These will put you right where you want to be with universal law, right? This will always, you know what I'm saying? One great person said that once I reached a certain level in life, so while I've learned everything, the only thing left for me to do is die. The purpose of living is to learn and continuously make progress. There is no cap on your progress in life. Every day is a new opportunity. Every day, granted, if we make it throughout that day, that's another 24 hours for us to progress. It's another 24 hours to grind. You know what I mean? So whether you got a whiteboard where you're writing down things that you want to accomplish on a day-to-day basis, every accomplishment, let's erase something off that board. You feel me? These are activities that can actually allow you to not only focus, but allow you to feel accomplished at the same time. And fuck it, it's okay sometimes to not accomplish every goal on a day-to-day basis. I'm not saying let's live every day like that, you know what I mean? To where we don't accomplish, you know what I'm saying, our goals. But it's okay to not tackle everything in a 24-hour period. You feel me? So this is just, like I said, a word to the wise. In order for us to actually be successful, we have to have a particular type of mentality first of what is success. Success can be very subjective, and that's okay as long as we're using it in an optimistic fashion that produces tangible results. Okay? So, word to the wise once again, don't let anybody hold you back from your goals and your ambitions. And first and foremost, you don't want to hold yourself back. A lot of people will look at people that hold them back as an enemy, but yet and still, you could be your biggest enemy yourself. How about that one? You know what I'm saying? Your greatest person that can critique you, your greatest person that can work against you is the person in the mirror. So we got to make sure that we categorize our relationships with people properly, right? That we only deal with people with positive vibrations, right? Because someone else's negative energy can offset your vibration, which can work against you, right? So we don't just want to just cancel out people with negative energy or low vibrational people, but we also want to make sure we're not working against ourselves. You feel me? And this goes back to everything. where you live, what you see when you look outside your window every day. You know what I mean? This can go to back to the conversations that you having on a daily basis, right? To some people, it matters what kind of car they drive. I can't say you being materialistic if getting into a particular car with a certain dollar value to it gives you an edge in life, then damn it, do it. I can't judge that. You feel me? That may be what success is to you. But are we healthy though with taking these certain actions towards what we can categorize success? Is it working for us? You know what I mean? You don't want to have a lot of tangible things, quote unquote materialistic things that we can't necessarily afford, and now we stressing trying to keep up with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just because we happy. Nah, that ain't what I'm saying. You feel me? So we have to make sure that we don't work against ourselves. You should be your biggest supporter and your biggest person that can critique you at the same time. I know a lot of people that are great, they have a lot of ambition, but they so hard on themselves, they never see their full potential, right? So, like I said, word to the wise, never let nobody hold you back from what it is you're trying to accomplish in life, and definitely never work against yourself. I go by the name of King Exodus, aka X. Tap in. I will be releasing more content. Like I said, it's just the first video just to kick it off. I do have a podcast, Talking and Talk official podcast on YouTube as well. Peace to all. Thanks for watching.